Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is BattleSwine here. I am reporting live from the place with the stuff. I've got Sir Longshanks here with me.
What's up?
I am still doing the same recording sesh that I've been doing. We have added, with the added rule, of course, we have added the rule that I do take a shot every time I hate my life. That will be determined by the judges here.
Can I hate your life for you?
If you want, yeah. Okay. I'm doing chapter, what the hell chapter am I on now? Fucking, I don't have them numbered. And then I promptly fled. This is just like the next following chapter. It's pretty good. It's good. Let's just fucking jump right into it. And then I promptly fled. The meal really wasn't that bad. My cheese curds tasted kind of weird, but I guess I'd get used to it. The joke that I was making here, I don't know if I'm ever going to explain it, is that there are sentient cows that sell their milk for the making of cheese in fucking in-universe. So I like to imagine that a sentient cow that's eating like a pretty decent diet that like a cow would eat in a fucking economy as a sentient cow, like get some nice stuff for itself, like some carrots and shit. I like to imagine that their milk would be like a little more desirable almost. Just a quick aside. Would I have to get used to it? How long am I gonna be here? Whatever, might as well have fun while I am. And this is just John kind of accepting his fucking fate.
You can do a whole lot else right now.
Excuse me. ... Oh shit. Red's joking. Oh, I'm joking. Oh no you don't. I owe you money. I stood and moved behind her chair, placing a fist under her diaphragm. And my hand over that. I heaved her upwards, and Red made a strangled noise. John, what are you doing? You're hurting her. Twilight stood as well, and her horn started glowing. It fizzled out, and her eyes widened. Come on, Red, don't be that way. If you die, I'll feel bad. I gave her another heave, and finally a half-chewed cherry tomato rolled out of her mouth and back onto her plate. She coughed once and took a big gulp of her water. I ran a hand through my hair, and a smile came to my face. Whew, Jesus, you had me worried, sister. Next time, if you want to swallow something, chew it first. Red seemed to recover, and before I knew it, she had her hooves around my neck and was peppering my face with kisses. Whew, John, you saved my life, she managed to say in between pecks. It's fine, really, no big deal. Seriously, cut it out. I gently pushed her away. I'm just glad you're okay. It was only then that I noticed something was wrong with Twilight. She was just staring at me, mouth open, eyes wide. Twi, you okay? She snapped out of it, shaking her head. What are you? She said in a whisper. What are you? I'm a human, Twilight. We've discussed this. I knelt down and looked into her eyes, checking for dilation. Are you okay? Suddenly, her horn glowed, and she fired a bolt of magic directly in my face, blinding me. I blinked a few times to adjust, and when I could see, I noticed Twilight's eyebrows were furrowed. She had a manic gleam in her eye. What are you? She repeated, louder this time. Her eyes began to glow white, and she fired another, stronger blast. Again, all I felt was a light puff of air, though I now heard a distinct crackling noise, like a drop of water flicked onto a hot pan. I looked behind me, and I saw a comically John-shaped outline charred into the hedges that made up the walls of the open-air restaurant. Great, now we're causing collateral damage. I'm not paying for that. Twilight began charging another spell, her horn throwing off sparks. What are you? She screamed. If she lets that loose, she'll blow the whole place apart. I needed to do something. On instinct, I reached out and wrapped my hand around her stubby little horn. The charging magic dissipated at my touch, and Twilight gasped. Sparky, calm the fuck down. Ah, shit, I just realized we've had the fucking air conditioner on this whole goddamn time.
Oh, yeah, we could certainly turn that off.
Shit. Well, might as well fucking leave it on now. I've already got the fucking 3 chapters recorded. I'm not fucking re-recording that. I don't care. On instinct, I reached out and wrapped my hand around her stubby little horn. The charged magic dissipated at my touch, and Twilight gasped. Sparky, calm the fuck down. Let go of my horn. Thank you, good sir.
That's why they call me Sir Longshanks.
Sparky, calm the fuck down. John, let go of my horn. Fine, but only if you calm down, and quit trying to kill me. Not only is it not working, but it's annoying. I stopped cupping her horn and noticed that her face was flushed. I disregarded this and continued. Now take a deep breath and tell me what's the matter. She did exactly that. John, I don't know, but somehow none of the spells I've been casting on you have been working. At first I thought it was my fault, and now I'm thinking, John, I think magic might not work on you. To this startling revelation, I responded by waving my hand half-heartedly and going, ooh. Red, whose face was also slightly red, turned to me. John, you don't understand, but this is a big thing. Magic isn't something you can just not be affected by. It's like gravity, I guess. It's like gravity, I guess? Exactly. It's a universal force like gravity. Oh, my leg. It makes sense Twilight would be upset, considering you just basically defied one of the laws of magic. That doesn't give you the right to touch her like that, though. Spike looked a little perturbed, to be honest. I don't know why everyone's so embarrassed. I just grabbed her horn. It's not like it's an erogenous zone or something. I mean, that'd be ridiculous, right? Their silence was the only answer I needed. Sorry, Sparks, I don't know. Or I didn't know. The question is, did I just do the equivalent of grabbing her tits or grabbing her dick? Never mind, I'd rather not think about it. Apparently all of this had caused quite a commotion, rather because our waiter decided to hassle us again. I didn't notice until I felt him tugging on the hem of my pants leg. Is there a problem, Garçon? Because I'm kind of busy. Okay, so I forgot to take a shot because I hate my life that I did the thing. I made the horn a dick. I made the unicorn horn a dick. And you shouldn't do that. And no, I deserve to die. I deserve to drink myself into a fucking stupor.
That is a fucking decision that you're gonna have to live with for the rest of your life.
I made this and I posted it on the internet where people could see it. And I made the horn a dick. I made the horn a cock that is rubbed, and then stuff comes out of the end. So I might as well just do it, man. Like, here's to Equestria. Here's to the bronies, man. Here's to this life of just being the worst kind of human being we can be. Here's to that.
Here's to being swine, in other words.
Here's to being swine. Not only swine, but swine of battle. Swine of violence and hatred. Let's keep going here, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, Sparks, I didn't know. The question is, did I just do the equivalent of grabbing her tits or grabbing her dick? Never mind, I'd rather not think about it. Apparently, all of this had caused quite a commotion, because our waiter decided to hassle us again. I didn't notice him until I felt him tugging on the hem of my pants leg. Is there a problem, Garçon? Because I'm kind of busy. And I'm just going to clarify. John is not ignorant. The main character is not ignorant because his grandmother was French. He speaks French fluently. He knows Garçon means boy. He's talking down to the waiter.
Oh, so
he's aware of it. He knows. He knows Garçon means boy.
Edgelord John?
Yeah, exactly. He's an edgelord. He's talking down to the waiter. He's being an asshole. Monsieur, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to pay for your meal and leave. Why? It wasn't a question, but a prompt. I think you know why, sir. You've done nothing but disturb the other patrons since you arrived here. The ponies came here to enjoy the good food, not to be bothered by you. Twilight and Red tried to interrupt, but I held up a hand to stop them. Really? Well, maybe it's not the patrons who are disturbed, but you, friend. I'd like to speak to the manager. Your xenophobic behavior has offended me, and were I not currently on a fine outing with two fine upstanding ladies, I would challenge you to a duel. The waiter looked taken aback for a moment, and apparently decided it would be easier to let the manager deal with me. He went to the window and soon returned with a green unicorn stallion and a brown vest and fedora. His ass tat appeared to be a bowl of mashed potatoes. And for those of you in the audience, this is a pun. The manager is coal cannon, which is a Irish delicacy of mashed potatoes and like spice and meat and shit, I believe. And that's the joke, is that he's like the manager of a restaurant. And it's like an Irish restaurant, I guess. I don't fucking know, dude. It's ever since this creature got here, he's been what seems to be the matter, Mater D? He asked in a pleasant Irish brogue as he looked over to me with a raised eyebrow. I crossed my arms as D explained. Ever since this creature got here, he's been causing a commotion and distracting our other patrons from their food. In addition, he seems to have damaged the floors and hedges. Several of our customers complained of him acting lewdly to Miss Sparkle, so I asked him to leave, and he was quite rude to me. In my own defense, the floors and hedges were not my fault. The green pony looked from me to D and back again. He cantered over to the mark on the floor and rubbed it with a hoof. Ah, nothing but a little soot. I'll have Boosie clean it up later. As for the hedges, they needed trimming anyway, so no harm done. But Cole, he was fondling Miss Sparkle in the middle of the restaurant. So what? What's a little rub on the horn once in a while between friends? I know for a fact what you and Boosie do in the storeroom after your close up. But, hey, you need to loosen up, mater. I swear, your flank is so tight that if you farted, only Diamond Dogs would be able to hear it. He turned to me and offered a hoof, which I gratuitously took. Cole Cannon's the name, but me friends call me Cole. You'll have to forgive Mater D. He's a canterlot boy, bit too big on a fancy etiquette, and a bit too small on fun, but he's a darn fine waiter. John Salem, nice to meet you, Cole. You run a nice establishment here. Yes, I'm mighty proud of her. I'm mighty proud of her. Tell you what, if you're drinking, man, stop by later tonight, and you might even like her better. Alcohol? I might just do that, Cole. Well, if that's it, I won't keep you any longer. D, you can take your break now if you want. And with that, he disappeared back into the kitchen. D sighed. Cole's right. I do need to loosen up. I keep forgetting when I came to this small town I keep forgetting that I came to this small town to relax. For what it's worth, Mr. Salem, I apologize. And then he left too. Well, that worked out nicely. I reached into my wallet and pulled out a 20 and a few dollars tip, before I noticed Twilight and Red using what appeared to be gold coins. Ah, shit. I just realized that none of my money's gonna work here. Is that what that green paper is? Human money? Twilight seemed a little too excited over something as mundane as a $20 bill. How does your banking system work? Probably the same as yours, considering. I'll tell you about it later, but right now I have to worry about the meal I just ate that I can't pay for. Problem that was quickly solved when Red pulled out a few more coins and set them on the table. Why did I write so much garbage? It's the least I can do, considering you saved my life. Or did you forget? Honestly, in all that commotion, I had... I'm gonna run out of shots, dude. There's one that it's way too early, dude. Like, okay. There's definitely a part later that is... it's bad, dude.
Okay.
It gets worse.
It's bad, Morty.
It's
bad.
I know... You just gotta listen to me. You just gotta listen to me. Morty.
Morty, my portal gun. It's got no charge left, Morty.
It's got no charge left, Morty.
It's got no charge.
It's the least I can do, considering you saved my life. Or did you forget? Honestly, in all the commotion I had. Like I said, it was no big deal. And you can't tell me that ponies never invented the Heimlich maneuver. Again, their silence was the only answer I needed. Well, that's just plain unsafe. How do you save somebody who's choking? Twilight answered me, of course. Generally, there's a unicorn who can remove the blockage. Sometimes this can be difficult, as telekinesis is mainly sight-based. Interesting, and not entirely irrelevant. I checked my watch, which, despite this being an entirely new world, still appeared to be on time. However, it's almost noon now, so... Noon? Spike, we have to go pick up the cupcakes at Sugar Cube Corner. And then the mare known as Twilight galloped out the door, the little purple lizard literally on her tail. Red glanced at my watch and then gave me a disapproving look. It's only 11:30. What can I say? I wanted to get rid of her before she started blasting me again. Blasting me? Blasting my ass.
Blasting her ass. Gotta oil up some asses and do a little
plowing. Do a little ass blast. Come on, Spike, if we don't pick up the cupcakes on time.
Hold on. You can't just continue now. I feel like we're past you continuing for a second or two. Whoa, what? What the fuck?
Sorry. Slight aside. Okay. Had to blast some ass.
Okay.
Alright,
continue.
Come on, Spike. If we don't pick up the cupcakes on time, the cakes might give them to another customer, and then we'll have to wait for another batch, and then we'll be late for the picnic, and then... Twilight, Spike interrupted, looking at the clock tower. You do realize it's only 11:30. John needs to reset his watch. There is some stuff that I'm proud of in this story. I mean, it's good practice. It's good. It's not gonna win a fucking Newbery or anything like that, but it's good practice. I'd recommend fan fiction to anybody who wants to practice their writing because it's pretty safe. Usually, if you got some thick skin, you can usually take some criticism. Like, you just gotta get out there and do it.
You fucking suck.
You just gotta be loose. You just gotta loosen up and be tight at the same time. You know.
I'll tell you what I told him.
Sorry. Excuse me. Excuse me. Twilight was relieved beyond words. Oh, thank you, proceeds to use words. Oh, thank you, Celestia. Who knows what could have happened if we'd been late? Do you still have the list? Spike once again pulled out the impossibly long checklist. Yeah. Twilight started walking again, though at a more leisurely pace. Alright, how are we doing, Spike? Let's see, we've already dropped off your cape at the cleaners, returned the blackboard you borrowed from Cheerly. Okay, this is word for word from the episode once again. Ordered new parchment and quills from a stationery shop. Blah blah, word from the episode. You know what, Red? I'm in a really fucking good mood. Prospect of alcohol combined with the fact that my hangover was all but gone had me walking on sunshine. We were just walking down the street enjoying said sunshine. My unfriendly appearance seemed to keep curious souls away, and according to Twilight, I really wasn't the strangest thing to happen in Ponyville. Well, that's wonderful, John. Red, this is gonna sound weird, but I actually feel a little lighter, as in weight. But you just ate. Yeah, I know, that's why it sounds weird. Come to think about it, I think that ever since I woke up this morning, I think Equestria might have lower gravity than Earth. Equestria is the country, John. The planet is called Eden. Good to know. Maybe I was interrupted by a loud crashing in the nearby shop and a piercing cry. I'm gonna skip this part, and here is why, because it doesn't do anything. He just meets Rarity and talks to her. Fuck. He just meets Rarity, and she does her Rarity thing, and everybody fucking laughs, and you all fucking clap. It's good. But I'm not gonna do it today, so that's that. She gets him to fucking clean her house, which is like, yeah, here's this random fucking passerby. He's not even the same species at me, but I'm just gonna I'm gonna con him into cleaning my house. And she does pay him, which is nice. They fucking chat over tea. It's fucking cute. She fucking gives him some cash money. And It's cool because he meets Rarity. This is basically, he's meeting the main cast. He's meeting the main cast. Okay. The Mayor Rarity waved to us from the steps of her shop. I couldn't help but smile, having met yet another person whose presence I could stand. Maybe being here wouldn't totally suck ass. I noticed Twilight trotting down the street toward us, and I quickly dragged Red in the opposite direction, hoping she hadn't noticed me. I can practically hear all of those butthurt brownies? I think that's it. I can practically hear all those brownies yelling at me for being ungrateful, but you know what? I never asked for this shit. Being transported into a magical land full of ponies might be some basement dweller's wet dream, but not me. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that would be pleasant for me. I'd have a hard time adjusting.
Oh yeah.
Like I mentioned it. I mentioned the thing about meat before. I like me some meat, dude.
Yeah.
I like that meat. I like it inside my belly, and I'm not ashamed to say so. And if anybody tries to make me ashamed of that, well, maybe you should take that own log out of your eye and take that broccoli out of your mouth. And think about your own life for a second, dude. And I don't know, horses. I don't know. I like me some sex too, and like a lot of guys could do the horses, but I don't think I could do it, dude. Even if it was like, I don't think I could do the fur, dude. Like, not even anything against like fur, like all them guys who would. You can do you, man, but I couldn't do it. Anyway, moving on. I can practically blah-de-blah, being transported. The beautiful, perfect world doesn't... John being an edgelord again. The beautiful, perfect world doesn't need me staining it. I'll just hurt people, fuck my ass in half. I need to get out of here. I need to leave, and before I do that, I need a place to hide. John, is something wrong? What do you mean? You need to leave? You just got here? Did I just say that out loud? I mean, all these people is making me nervous. They go to the park. Here it is, dude. Too perfect. I don't belong here. The grass beneath my butt, as we sat on the side of the hill, was lush, green, and beautiful. There weren't any candy wrappers or beer cans being strewn about. There weren't any sidewalks or dirt paths. What they thought of as a park was actually just a green, slightly hilly field with a couple of young ponies playing with a ball. As I said, Red and I were sitting on a hill overlooking the young ponies playing with the ball is actually in the episode. There's a segment in the episode where the Cutie Mark Crusaders are playing with the ball. And that's just one detail that I think, I'm just pointing it out because, I mean, that was a detail that was definitely put in there in reference to the actual episode. As I said, Red and I were sitting in the hill overlooking the small valley that reminded me of the field behind the playground at my elementary school. I'd had my first kiss there, except rather than a plateau of wood chips and too easy to fall off of equipment, there was a small forest behind us, providing shade. Everything seemed so familiar and yet so different. It was tearing me apart. John? Yeah, I don't think you're upset because the ponies were staring at you. I worked up the courage to look Red in the eyes. She could read me like a book, just like Mom could. I turned away, biting the tears back again. God, I missed them so much. I wish John were here. He was always the mature... Or I wish Mike were here. He was the one that was always the mature one. When Mom and Dad died, I became his legal guardian, but he was always the one taking care of me. I'm sorry, Red. It's just so much. I'd explain, but I don't think you'd be able to help even if I could. I concealed wiping away my not-quite tears by reaching into my jacket for another cigarette. My second in Equestria so far. This fucking world is making me feel like a fucking pussy. Edgelord John strikes again. Fuck, I lost my place. Okay, there we go. As I lit up, I felt Red.
Wow,
I felt Red pat me on the shoulder.
Right,
I think I know what's wrong. Every day I see ponies come into the emergency room. I see what they've been through, and I wonder, what did they do to deserve this? But in the end, those ponies have the strength to push on, and everything works out. With a gentle hoof, she turned me to face her. John, I know you never wanted to be here, but as long as you are, I promise to do everything I can to make sure you're happy. I gave a small smile. Simply knowing that someone here cared was something I hadn't been expecting. It was nice. Back on Earth, true friends were few and far between, and getting harder to find every day. For someone to accept me so quickly was an alien concept to me. I wrote that paragraph for you, Longshanks. I wrote that for you.
Really?
Yes. True friends are few and far between, and getting harder to find every day. And sir, you are a true friend to me. And I didn't just write that paragraph. Indeed, I wrote this entire chapter, nay, this entire story in honor of you, Sir Longshanks. Because I love you that much, and this is my gift to you. I gave a small smile. For someone to accept me so quickly was an alien concept to me. So imagine my astonishment when Red leaned forward slightly and kissed me on the lips. There it is. There it is.
Is that the shot right there?
That's it, you know. And you know, that was what I was saving it for. Because I don't know what I'm not a smart. I'm not going to claim to be a very intelligent man. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that I know everything. I'm not going to say that I even know a lot of things. But there's one thing that I know, and that is that that is not okay. And that is in retrospect of me writing that down, me sitting at indeed this same computer, and writing that. So here's to regret. Here's to regret of past sins. Here's to regret of past lives. Indeed, the past people we were. We were all kids once, and we all indeed hate kids now for that reason. Because we hate ourselves. You know? And everybody individually hates themselves as the special snowflake they are. And that's why we're all such pieces of garbage. Here's to that, everybody. If you've got a drink in your hand, make sure that you're drinking along with me, boys and girls. Here's to regret. And here's to being a human piece of shit. Fucking kanpai.
I'll drink to that.
Oh, my leg. I never wanted to be here. What did they do to deserve this? Okay. Where the fuck was I? Kissed me on the lips. My jaw dropped, which she mistook as an invitation to stick her tongue into my mouth. No, I don't know a lot about pony culture yet, but I had seen ponies kissing in town, and unless I'm sorely mistaken, it's not a between friends thing. Besides, I have a girlfriend. A cheating whore of a girlfriend, but still a girlfriend. Facebook says so. After a few seconds, that were likely long for her in a good way, but were definitely long for me in a bad way, she broke the kiss, giving me the purest, most innocent smile in the world. In this world or the previous one, I saw a convenient distraction in my peripheral vision, and I pointed to it. What the hell is that? And then I promptly fled. John, I know you never wanted to be here, but as long as you are, I promise to do everything I can to make sure you're happy. Redheart felt true sympathy for this creature. However, those generous words...
Generous words?
However, those generous words... However, those generous words were followed by one of the most selfish acts that she would ever perform in her pony life, and the most courageous. She kissed the terrifying two-legged meat-eater on the mouth. His saliva had a bitter, ashy taste to it, and when his mouth opened slightly to let her in, she felt his soft little tongue, his pointy but not quite sharp teeth, the ridged roof of his gums. At the time, she felt this was the best course of action. She was lost, alone, and confused. She needed a friend. She needed to know that someone here accepted him for what he was. The action was born purely of compassionate instinct. When the kiss was broken, however, she was proven wrong. The look on his face was an almost indescribable mixture of surprise, anger, panic, and fear. His eyes flickered, and he pointed across the valley. "What the hell is that?" An instinctive reaction, she glanced at the horizon, where a large rainbow mushroom cloud could be witnessed. She turned back, only to find John no longer there. The only trace of him was a still glowing cigarette butt and a distant crashing in the woods. I'm not proud of John for littering. However, he's just that kind of guy. He just doesn't give a fuck about anything. He just, honestly, John is suicidal. He just wants, as a character, it's one of his character traits, is that he's too much, I don't do Suicide Kids, but to put it in a way that is describable, he's too much of a fucking wuss to kill himself. He cannot self-terminate. Would be the way to describe it, I guess. He's just not willing to make that leap from hating his fucking life to fucking ending it all. And, here's to that. I don't have a drink with me, but I'm going to take a drink of my chaser here. Here's to not having the strength to end it all, everybody. Just don't do that shit. It's not good. It's terrible. It fucking ruins lives. I've been touched by suicide.
There's many ways that you can be a pussy-ass bitch. This is an acceptable one.
The only acceptable way, indeed, to be a pussy-ass bitch is to fear death itself.
Yeah.
And this nothingness. And all our times will come, everybody. There's nobody who is alive. Every day we march towards the endless nothingness. So why speed it along, man? And that is that is indeed the fucking message of this recording session. Realizing the greatness of her mistake, Nurse Redheart reached out feebly towards John before collapsing to the ground in a sobbing heap. "Thou shalt not fuck the cartoon horses. Thou shalt not make the cartoon horses cry. Thou shalt acquire undergarments, and thou shalt not ask questions. Thou shalt acquire alcohol." And to demonstrate the point, thou shalt not make the cartoon horses cry. That's one rule broken, everybody. Will rule 1 be broken? Probably fucking not. Will rule fucking 3 and 5 be broken? Probably. Will rule number 3 and 5 be fulfilled? Probably. Rule number 4? Everybody asks questions. This episode ran a little long, but we definitely had, kind of a long chapter here. Remember, everybody, if you're having suicidal thoughts, make sure to call a suicide hotline or something like that, or just talk to a friend or a family member, because, as much as I was fucking saying shit like that earlier, just don't do that, kids. Alright, let's stop that there.